Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. Ah, welcome to Unity of Fort Collins. Welcome to those folks online. We have a team system here at Unity, and we've got a crew of folks who are the welcome team, and they like to put welcome packets in the hands of people who are new here. So Courtney's in the back. If you'd like a welcome packet, raise your hand. Oh, lovely. Welcome to Unity. We're glad you're here. Well, this is the day we get to celebrate putting 2022 in our rear view mirrors and to make intentions for the coming year. And I'm so happy that we have the chance. Reverend Sharon's going to do the traditional burning bowl ceremony for us today. So we'll look forward to that. I have a number of announcements this morning. This is our final day to accept year-end donations to the year-end fund. So if you are so inclined, you can note that on a check or let Julie know. Dated 2022, December 31st, 2022. Okay. On January 5th, Sharon is going to start a new class on spiral dynamics, which is the evolution of consciousness. Close enough? Close enough. It's more complicated than that, but if you're going to summarize it, it kind of talks about how the consciousness evolves over time in all people. On January 7th, we're having a 2-hour retreat brainstorming for the youth and family program. So if you have thoughts about kids, helping with kids, attracting kids, any of that, that we would welcome you at the January 7th planning meeting. On January 8th, Reverend Jim is going to do a talk on intuition and then do an intuition workshop following the service. Sharon's going to start a new series of prayer chaplain training. So 2 Saturdays, Saturday the 21st and Saturday the 28th. So if you're interested in joining the prayer chaplain team, we would love to have you. I got a call from my prayer chaplain, Catherine, 2 days ago, and the timing was just perfect. I was busy cleaning my daughter's apartment to welcome her home from Egypt, and she just hit at the right moment, and I just went, thank you. So it really feels sweet to have someone just call you up and say, how can I pray with you? It just touched my heart. And on the 21st, our own Camina Silvestro will be doing a pranic healing workshop. So those are some of the upcoming events. And movie night. On Friday night, we'll be watching the movie Nacho Libre, which is one of the sweetest stories. It's funny and sweet. It won't sound like much, but it's a pro wrestler that lives at a convent who's trying to make it big in the pro wrestling world in Mexico. It's hilarious and sweet, sweet, sweet. So come see it. Our family still quotes lines from Nacho Libre. Okay. Well, welcome home, Joellen. So glad to have you back. Joellen hasn't been here since October, and my heart's just lifted having you come in. So welcome home, Joellen. I have one other sad announcement to make. Reverend Divine died 2 days ago. So apparently she was diagnosed with lymphoma on December 15th and died 2 weeks later. So she made her transition on the 30th of December. And so I thought you all would like to know. So our prayers to Reverend Divine, Reverend Liz, and the communities impacted by her passing. Blessings to them. All right, let's do our centering prayer. Our unity centers us in light and peace, allowing us to recognize our God within and to radiate that love to the world. Thank you.
All right, I need you guys to participate in this one, to have a lot of fun with it.
Stand.
What's that?
We need to stand.
Yeah. The more fun you have, the better it's going to be. Put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in and you shake it all around. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Put your there we go. And you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Put your left hand in, you put your left hand out, you put your left hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Put your whole self in, you put your whole self out, you put your whole self in, you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. All right, thank you very much. And I believe they have a reading. That's me? No, no. Right. Oh, no, I don't mind that at all. I'll just stand this way. That can't possibly be true.
Good morning. I'm doing a reading by Mark Nepo, who's one of my favorite authors. He has a lovely book called The Book of Awakening. This is titled Beginning Again. Creation is ongoing. The world begins anew each day. This is the miracle that makes not a sound, but which changes everything, if we can be quiet enough to feel it happen. When we can participate in this, we begin anew each day. Consider how the sun washes the earth with its heat, and then clouds dissipate, and grasses grow, and stones crumble when no one is looking, to reveal a smoother, deeper face. It is the same with us. In a moment of realness, the clouds in our mind clear, and our passion is restored, and our walls crumble when no one is looking. It all continues and refreshes if we let it. It all renews so subtly. We think it is night that covers the world, But everything living is recreated in that mysterious moment of rest that blankets us all. And each time you blink, if you pause to let your heart flutter with nothing but air to flutter about, each time you open your eyes, you can begin again. It's true. This is the moment of resurrection, the opening of your eyes.
Now again, we'll need your help on the chorus for this one. You can stand or not, as you wish. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all myself, and I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I release and I let go in my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. No more struggle, no more strife. I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. Thank you.
Good morning. Happy New Year to each one of you. Well, we're really done for today because you did the hokey pokey and you turned yourself around. And metaphysically, what that means is in the Bible, when you're told to turn the other cheek, it means to change your thoughts. So at this time of the year, if we just think, I'm going to turn myself around and start anew. And then we released and let go. So we should just go back there and have coffee and have a party. So the last 2 months have been extra special for me. I love surprises. And you folks really surprised us when you gave us a party for being your spiritual leaders for 1 year. It was just a glow that has stayed with me. And then the blessings kept coming. My 4 daughters and 5 of my 7 adult grandchildren came for the whole week of Thanksgiving. And one of the best parts is they were at my oldest daughter's house. And I could escape when I was tired of playing cards, drinking wine, and having fun with them. And then, of course, we had the variety show here, which was I learned how to do the laughing yoga, which now I'm practicing in the shower, so I get good at it. And after Thanksgiving, I focused on Christmas, which ministers tend to do. And so the Christmas Eve service takes planning, it takes organizing, and it takes time. And the reward for that work, for that effort, is standing up here, holding my candle while I see all of you singing Silent Night and holding your candle. It's an experience of oneness, of togetherness, that you just don't experience any other place. Singing Silent Night together. It's just was great. So the songs that evening, the laughter, the Polestar group joining us, a dog wagging his tail up here next to me. Yes, it was, yeah, that's coming. Oh, Holy Night will never be as special as it was that night. The metaphysical Christmas story about how it applies to us, and all of you, all of us together, made an evening of spiritual oneness and joy. And then came last week. It's my very favorite week of the year. And I know that must sound weird, but I come to a weird church, so. So the week between Christmas and New Year's, it's a week between the old and the new. It's a time for pondering what no longer works for me in my life. It's a time of just dee-daw days. You know, do-dee-doo, what am I going to do today? Oh, I don't know, but doesn't care. And you forget, by the way, what day is today? And yeah, I did some work. I spent some time on church stuff. But it's just a week spent in memories. Some good, some bad. But mostly ones that I realize are no longer apparent in my life. And it's a week of new beginnings. So this month of January was really named after a Roman goddess named Janus. And it's an appropriate image that this god had because it actually had 2 faces. One face looked to the past, and the other face looked to the future at the same time. And that's kind of where we are today. January is a time of new beginnings. And many Unity churches throughout the United States and the world are having a burning bowl ceremony today. It's a ritual in unity. And ritual for ritual's sake alone has no meaning. But when you put your heart into ritual and what it means to you, it can be life-changing. So I want to thank Leanne for setting up the burning bowl for us today. And today is a day of releasing, and then about setting our intentions. But until you're in the place where you really have healed, you've really released that stuff, the hurts, the judgments, the fears that you've been hanging on to, you really can't set new intentions. And I believe that's why a lot of New Year's resolutions are only a goal list for the coming week. So let me ask you, how are you feeling today? Are you holding on to some negative thoughts? Does doing the burning bowl make you a little uncomfortable? Because you're not sure you want to really release that stuff? It's part of our identity sometimes, part of our story. And we don't want to interrupt that. We want to hang on to it. So it's easy to stay in that rut. A friend of mine who served at the Unity Church in Anchorage, Alaska, told this story to me. And I think it's true, but I don't know. She said when it's warmer in Alaska, it often rains. And when you're driving down dirt roads, the wheels make a rut. And so there's signs along the highway that say, choose your rut very carefully because you'll be in it for the next 50 miles. Isn't life a lot like that? We choose our rut. And how long we decide to be in that rut and not go anywhere else, the rut must be bouncy. It's hard to steer it, but we know it. And so we don't want to change it. There are so many people who get one particular idea in their minds and they refuse to change it. It's their comfort zone. This is what I know, so it must be true. Even if something better comes along for them, somewhere, sometimes they can't make that change because they've already made up their minds, and this is it. They sit with what they know, and they're not open. They don't want to release that. They don't want to open to learn something new, to change their consciousness. There are so many side trips on our road of life. I venture to say that if I were to have time with each one of you this morning and ask you, what are some of the greatest things that have happened to you? If not all of the great things that have happened to you have been side trips. Things that you didn't expect to happen. You were on your way somewhere. Something happened. And when it happened, it was a shock to you because you had a certain place in your thoughts that you wanted to go. And you were sure that that was where you're going and where you were supposed to go. And then someone came up to you and made an offer, or someone came up and gave you something, perhaps an idea, and you found a whole new higher life. You found out that it wasn't your original trip that you were on that was important. It was something else. And you found a different journey that gave you joy, that gave you peace. Many people ask, how do they get out of the rut? How do they let go of feelings that interfere with their peace and their happiness? Well, the answer is really simple, but it's sometimes hard to do. Just release and let go and let God. We all know that phrase, but it's really true. If you're only living one day at a time, you don't let other things into that day that take away your peace. It seems sometimes that that's difficult to do, to just release and let go. But it's really all there is. Because when you do it, you get peace. You find peace. When you live in the present moment, you can choose how you want to direct your feelings. You can choose how you want to direct your thoughts. Even those stubborn thoughts, those grouchy thoughts, the ones that sometimes fill you with anxiety or fear, frustration and worry. Each moment that you choose to release those negative feelings makes the choice for the next moment easier. And I personally have experienced this. In fact, at this point in my life, when I'm feeling grouchy with Jim, and sometimes that feels good, but I don't like that feeling that you get inside. So I just almost physically see myself changing my thoughts, turning the other cheek. So each moment that you choose to release those negative feelings and thoughts makes the next choice to do it easier. It's like a skill. Like meditation becomes automatic when you keep at it. You keep learning how to do it. So it's a skill that you can build. And we build those skills with Spirit's help. The first time you tell your mind that you want to release fear and anxiety, it may actually rebel. And if you're not aware when that has happened, just think about when you want that last piece of C's candy, but you have 10 pounds to lose. What's your thoughts doing to you? The candy usually wins. So your mind might be saying to you, what? Release this fear? Release this desire for this candy? Are you crazy? I want that candy. But you really don't. So we depend sometimes on those negative emotions. We depend on fear because we think it protects us. We depend on fear so we don't repeat situations that have hurt us. Let go of that? Well, no way. No way. I might be stuck, but I feel safe. So little by little, you gently choose to let go against the demands of your human mind. The next time you have fear or anxiety or frustration or any other negative thought, you just let it go. Let it pass. And as time goes by, the letting go gets easier. Your mind still isn't sure this is a good idea. Again, been there, done that. Tried to talk myself out of eating that piece of candy. Didn't we go through this last Christmas? Yeah, we're all familiar with that. So once again, you gently choose to let go. Our little guy's growing up back there. So each time your mind's response is a little less adamant about letting go until finally that time comes. If the fear rises up, you gently say to yourself, let go. It doesn't matter. Let it go. And you think to yourself, I can let go. I can let go of anything with Spirit's help. The great German mystic, Meister Eckhart, wrote, to get to the core of God, or by whatever name you call God, you must get to the core of the self. Go to the depths of your soul, the secret place of the Most High, to the roots, to the heights. For all that God can do is focused there. It's in the silence. It's an inside job. How many of you have made commitments for the new year that you never followed through on? Don't answer. And I say don't answer because it just makes your mind beat yourself up. You started that diet last year, and the last year, and the last 10 years. But all mythical heroes required courage and diligence to fearlessly go into the unknown and face the dragons in their life. And we all have those dragons. However, when we face the dragons, we find out who we really are. To find the pure gold at the core of our being, we must make the hero's journey and be willing to journey into the unknown. Be willing to give up bad habits, negative thinking, because we matter. The self matters. You matter. I matter. So in taking care of self, we must be willing to shed what no longer serves us. So you can allow this service today to give you the opportunity to let go of false beliefs and illusions that don't serve your highest good and open the way to new and fresh insights and inspiration. And I might just throw in a little commercial here that the Thursday class is on Zoom. And if you just peek into spiral dynamics, you will learn a lot about how you view other people. So you can allow this service today in the purifying light of the burning bowl. You can release unwanted and limiting patterns of fear and guilt and unforgiveness and create a space in your life for becoming fully alive and living in the light. So today, as you release and let go, I invite you to focus on the gift of this new year. We're here today for another year, and many of us have had a lot of years. But there's blessings to come, and blessings that we have already experienced in our life. So we set an intention today to bring more joy into our own lives and into the lives of others. So in your bulletin today are 2 pieces of blue paper. I invite you to write on one of the papers what you would like to release in the burning bowl today. Take the second paper home and ponder what brings joy to you in your life. Then write an affirmation for yourself for the new year. So we'll take a few moments in the silence so that you can write what you want to release. So as you leave today, the burning bowl is out in front, and you can just release what no longer serves you. So let's turn to our thoughts, our prayers.
Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. And every thought's indeed a
So we take those words into the silence as we still our minds and open our hearts and invite Divine Spirit to lead us to the path of wholeness and oneness. Your soul expands to the point where you are able to experience the divine connection that was given to you at your birth. You remember that you are a divine being having a human experience. So as you let go of what no longer serves your higher purpose, you remember that you are created in the image and the likeness of God. And as you breathe in, say to yourself, I am one with God. I am one with God. And as you breathe out, say to yourself, my God is one with me. My God is one with me. So every voice but God's be still in you now. Be still in the silence. Breathe in the love of God. And know that you are one. Sharing sacred moments are truly a blessing. And in this time together, we join in an awareness of the peace-filled Spirit of God. We send our loving thoughts, our thoughts of peace, to our brothers and sisters around the world. May each of us know our oneness with God and our oneness with all others. And so it is. Amen. Would the ushers please come forward? And I invite you to take your love offering in your hand and know that this is the opportunity for you to give to this sacred place.
I hope that when you take that jump, you don't fear the fall. Hope when the water rises, you've built a wall. I hope when the crowd screams out, they scream your name. If everybody runs, you choose to stay. I hope that if you fall in love, it hurts so bad. The only way you can know is to give it all you have. Hope that you don't suffer, but you take the pain. And I hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all. And I did it all. I owned every moment that this world could give. Saw so many places and things that I did. With every broken bone, I swear I lived. I hope that you spend your days and they all add up. When that sun goes down, I hope you raise your cup. I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until that moment comes, I'll say I did it all. And I did it all. World could give so many places, things that I did, yes, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Oh, oh, I swear I lived.
Thank you, Holly and Brian, for the music today. Wonderful variety. So, the kids are coming in. So let's sing their song.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. At the corner of lines and vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, here at the corner of lines and vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Here at the corner of lines and vine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Okay. Well, I sort of know what they did today. They wrote on paper what they wanted to release. So let's just get in our circle and do our prayer protection and our peace song.
Yes, there is peace